And before we do the tests for posing, there's some preparation to do, just to make our life easier, so we can iterate more easily. Okay. So the first step that I usually take is to divide in like limbs, the polygroups on this character, so that I can mask and move the pieces correctly or more easily. So if I do another group on this, it's going to be a little bit problematic. So I'm going to use another method to do that. Of course, there are limbs that are in terms of like their, or joints, I should say, that in terms of their design, they're so complex that I will need to make some concessions in terms of the pose and everything. For example, the knee here. Also, the knee is like somewhat double jointed, so I have to work with that as well. But technically things were made so that they can like slide in and out to allow for a movement. So yeah, but we'll see. Anyways, we're gonna put symmetry on, and we're gonna start to define these area of like motion. Okay. One of them is going to be here. Oh, I'm missing some stuff on this side here, on the original mesh. Okay, I'm just gonna leave myself a note. Hello, Frog. How are you doing? Okay, I should not have proceeded like this. So what I want half of the cloth here, but I want the entire knee to move. So we're gonna divide the knee into its own joint. Come on. Okay. And then this entire piece is going to follow. Hello, Jess. Hi, Felix. Good morning, Marco. Well, hello to you too. Hello, hello, hello. So that's going to be its own tool as well. We're going to need to add something for the yeah, so the entire joint here as well would be nice to have isolated. So I don't think I'm going to be using this section here like that, but I still cut it out. Okay, so for the feet, it's going to be a little bit more simple. There, I say a little simpler. Yep. There we go. Okay, okay. And then the legs here, it's going to be messy when we're going to move them. That's kind of like nothing. There's not much we can do about it. Nothing better than coming home from the gym and watching the stream. Oh, yeah. Me gym day was yesterday. Yeah, that strap is going to eat it during the motion, but it is what it is. So we're going to give it another poly group, maybe one that's a little bit more different. There we go. I just wanted to remove these little Okay. Because the goal is I want to be able to test maybe like a few poses, right? And having these polygroups is just going to help me to go around more quickly while posing the character. Yeah. I got a problem here. Okay. For the arm, we actually posed it. Well, we posed the backup arm, so we kind of like have a plan already on posing him. So I need to grab the joint. Okay, I'm gonna isolate the muscle just to create a separation. Sorry. Yep, that's gonna be good for the arm. We're gonna try to avoid doing any arm twists with the pose. All right. All right, so then it's going to be the head. So that's the thing, you decimate stuff, but it makes you lose your poly group. It's a tedious process, but at least there's a solution. Yo, what's going on there? As always, something fantastic. Thank you. Much appreciated. Damn, feels like you've been working on this character forever. It does very much feel like it. I'm really looking forward to start something new. I actually am pretty sure what I'm going to do next. I had a few ideas in mind. Well, first of all, I need to finish my like devil project I'm doing. I'm just at the lighting and rendering, so I'm almost there. I just want to do it correctly. And then I have an idea. I want to do oh, actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna reserve the surprise instead. Just in case I change my mind also, I don't want to commit to having said it and stuff, right? It's probably going to be like some sort of like mashup just for fun. And then I'll probably start a more serious project. How come everything's the same poly group at the moment? Because I just decimated, and it basically just makes everything the same poly group. Will there be a stream on painting and rendering? This character not, no. But I'll defer to my other playlist in our YouTube channel. So bottom of the screen, there's a link. You go on YouTube, you get into our playlist, and the ones that are like stream something, it's all stuff that I streamed here, and some of them I showed how I go by texturing and stuff. But this character is not getting textured because it's just ski shot. I wonder if I should do one for the middle of the torso. I think I'll do one just to know I have one, but I usually just use like a mask, a manual mask. Okay, so we got our sections done. There's the fingers that needs to be done also, but I'm not super sure I'm going to be playing with the finger so much. So we'll just leave it as is for the moment. Now we also got these arms, that's true. When you try kill shot, it just killed your kill shot. Key shot, it just killed your PC. Yeah, it can. Maybe then you need to decimate. I would suggest maybe. All right. For this section, I'm really going to go quickly because I don't anticipate that I'm going to be doing much movements. So probably something like that here. Yeah, just that. Just in case I want to change the angle. Maybe the hand, just in case I want to change the angle of the hand as well. Sorry. Same thing for this one. This one's even easier because it's not super flexed. Okay. All right. Okay, let's merge everything. Let's make a final check, making sure everything merged correctly. Not merged, or grouped correctly. Oh, see, there's like... All right. Seems that it's good. So now there's one more thing. It's just to make things not in symmetry because we won't be using symmetry, right? I separated this one. Okay. Now for the arms. Okay, so everything is ready. So this is basically our like pose test. Spider pose test 00. All right. When I thoughts on Blender? No, I don't really have any thoughts. I'm really happy that there's a free software out there, though. That's really great, and that can do so much. But I never used it, so I can't say much. I know people that use it for like animation and stuff, and they're able to do cool things. Well, I mean, you can use it for more than animation for sure, right? But I'm not too much around the software to say more, though. I thought this week about the more frequent lives you mentioned and changed my mind. More streams whenever you want will be really good to follow while I work on cleaning the house. Awesome. All right. Sounds good. Let's delete this for the moment to remove it from the RAM. Okay, so I've gathered like a few references. I'm not going for a very complex pose though. Um, so we're not gonna reinvent the wheel like at all. Also, like I'm just realizing some of the reference I chose are not going to be applicable for this character, especially because of the stingers and everything. If I ever thought of doing a gaming stream, like playing video games while streaming, not really. Could be fun, but I never really thought of doing it. Or I think when I play video game, I really try to relax, and because like right now doing this, being live and talking about what I think and that sort of stuff, it can get pretty exhausting, right? At the end of the day, when I play video games, it's mostly to really like relax and be with myself, not have to talk to anyone. So otherwise, it would be like too taxing. Like I wouldn't really have time to relax really. So no, it's not really something I'm considering seriously. Although I think it could be fun. Like if I ever have like an abundance of time, so I have time to relax and I can do a little bit of that. That could be fun. Okay. Anyways, let's get started. Let's put a layer on and a morph target. Sorry, I'm just looking at my references and starting to have doubts. Man, I want a Souls game with this kind of character. Cool. Now, right now I'm playing Clair Obscur, and man, it's super good. It's really fucking good. Like, I understand what the hype's about. It's a magnificent game. Highly recommended for people that like JRPGs or even like Souls-like games. There's a lot of both of them. They really found a mechanic to mix both things correctly. Okay, whatever. I think I just need to jump in because I'm looking at my reference. I'm having some doubts and stuff, or I'm just asking myself maybe too many questions. Anyways. I don't need to be super clean when I do the posing of the character like this, but I still want to have at least like a little bit of not like too drastic volume changes. So I'll sometimes smooth my mask a little bit. And I smooth by hand, otherwise it doesn't actually get across all of the subtools. Mm, I turned the wrong joint. That's what I was gonna say. This double jointed thing is going to mess me up a little bit. So she doesn't have tippy toes because of this design of. Well, she kind of do, but it's going to be kind of like hard to flex it. So I don't know if I should go for it. Oh, part of the okay. Part of this of the foot is all connected together. I remember doing that. Okay. Ha. It'll be. Both of our ankles are pretty big. So it's going to be hard to make it work with both feet like really close to each other. Just have kept the poly group for the tippy toe part. We're just gonna mask quickly. It's not gonna look good, but I'll get the point across. Okay, so the legs are not fully what I wanted, but I'm just going to arrange the rest of the body first because there's like a big imbalance and it's kind of like throwing me off. Oh, sorry, Thomas, I missed your message. I'll probably play Expedition 33 after I finish KCD2. Everywhere I go, I see people praising it. What's KCD? Sorry? There's also Doom that just came out that I want to try. will relax the arm a little bit as well. Man, I need a coffee. Jeez. To be honest, I'm playing a little bit too much of Clair Obscur. Expedition 33 now. I'm going to bed a little bit too late these days. So often what I do when I pose is I'm going to kind of like place the intention first, and then I'm going to accentuate or exaggerate uh, things so that it really conveys the pose. But I still start with like a somewhat like of a pose. Right. So when I place the arm, sometimes I'll drag some of the muscles around here. In that case, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fix it afterwards. So I'm not going to move any of the pectoral really right now. That's what I mean. If I'm going to place the arm close to the body like this, I'm definitely going to have to relax the fingers of the hand, because it's like with the arm like this, you could like it feels like the arms could be like bracing for something. Um, like the arms at the top here, it kind of like it still fits, but the more we're gonna relax the arm, the less these fingers are gonna look good with the actual pose. I'm playing God of War 3. I like to play the old games. Nice. Did you play the recent God of Wars too? They're pretty good. Hello, mademoiselle. Oops. Well, I'm not sure if bending the arm is necessarily was needed. Yeah, after all, I think I'm gonna have to lower the shoulder a bit. Or maybe just turn the shoulder in a bit. Also, because I'm keeping my layers, I can do like half bows and that sort of stuff. It's already like much better, but we're not done yet. This one is just balancing the arms at the back a little bit. I'm gonna try to fix the fingers just to give me a better idea. Actually, I could. I think both hands are gonna need that, so let's do the change while in T stance and symmetry. Hello, just jumped to the stream. Are you using proxy pose for this? Love your work. Thank you. No, I'm not using proxy pose. I'm basically just using a decimation, and I'm really just testing the the pose, the final pose, basically. And now I'm relaxing the arm. So I won't be able to pull the fingers apart though, or put them closer, but already. Let's see. Yeah. So relaxed is much better for sure. Hey Marco, how's everything going? Pretty good. I'm just extremely tired. I say when as I say, yawning. I hope things are doing well on your side. I'm gonna try something here. I'm not sure it's going to work, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to have the arms flaring out a bit more. But first I need to twist them outwards. Okay, I kinda can get around. Sorry. I think I'm having spring allergies as well. All right, if I do this, I need to twist the forearm and then the hand as well. Never mind. I'll just just a little bit too much layers. So when I'm twisting parts where there's like so much things happening around, I'm really trying to find like somewhere that like it fits okay to the twist. So all the gradients around like the cloth part here and the tubes, the rest is a bit hidden, so it won't be like too visible if there's like a stretching or something. So correction can be easily done on cloth part. So this is why it's always a little bit simpler to make the flexions around these sections. So now this is like opening up her arms a little bit more. I don't know if it's too much though. Maybe a little bit too much on the right arm. Yeah, I should have kept them on separate layers just for the test after all. Let's use morph targets to fix this. back in your place. There we go. So now I got 2 layers for each arms. Okay, so this is basically one pose that I could use. It's the one I'm the most inspired by. Like, um, if I was working for a client, I would probably suggest like a few poses. But for me, I'm pretty okay with my the way I'm going with this. I'm maybe going to try like the legs a little bit more separated also. But that's where I might actually stop. That being said, um, there's this pose still needs like polishing and exaggeration, right? It's kind of like the idea of the pose, but it could be polished. But before I do that, I do want to should I exaggerate the pose or do the leg spread first? So this layer is the legs. Okay, first of all, let's save this. So we're gonna make another layer for the other leg test. Well, I got this mask. I'm just going to see if a little torsion in the leg would be better. I'm just going to keep it like this. So once again, we're going to need a yeah, we're going to need a like more exaggeration, more polish in the pose, but this is like technically the idea of the second pose. Like more elbow rotation, torso could be more rotated, maybe more back. Oh, actually, I didn't offset the legs. Am I using Trustful's Master? Yes, indeed, I am. So even if the legs are spread apart horizontally, we could do with a little bit of an offset. Nice to know you could use layers like this. Yeah, yeah, just to test my like where I'm going with this. Okay, wait. So what leg's going at the back if oops, I turned off the layer by accident. It's probably too much at the back, but actually not before I slide it. Just gonna add something here. I need a better reference for a floor. Amazing model, by the way, very inspiring. Thank you. I can even take the layer and reverse it in the negative to actually have the leg going in the opposite direction. So yeah, I brought it at the back and it didn't really work. But having it at the front actually works. Hello there. How are you doing? Good. You? Thank you. Thank you. You love our design. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. All right. I think actually I'm gonna double the leg position like this. I'm just gonna figure out what I layer, how much I need actually. Yeah, it looks pretty good, huh? By the way, this is just like a translation, right? So you notice how it like really stretch and everything. Normally when I would pose the real leg, I would not be stretching it like this because now it's all skewed. But I'm just cheating it to get to a faster like gesture and a result. Yeah, I like it going up in front like that. Actually, let's duplicate this and let's make a version that's more legit for the leg. I'm gonna make this one green like that. I'm gonna turn off that layer. I'm gonna try to place the leg in this position, but using rotations instead of translations. Oh, that was not really complex. Thought I was going to fight it a bit more, but so now I'm just looking the stretched version and the rotated version. Yeah, that's much better. We can delete the other one. All right, so right now we have two pose tests. So we got this one with the legs closer to each other. The only problem with that pose is how much it looks like the pose for the mantis. So just by virtue of I was gonna say originality, but like deference or whatever, I would be more inclined to try this pose here. So what I could do now is I could go around and try to see if I can't exaggerate anything. Okay, let's save. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly do some like movement to see if I need to exaggerate, or I could just like do like full body rotations and stuff. Like from this angle, it feels like maybe there should be more like a curve. So now we're just gonna go into tweaking. Oh, how did that happen? Okay, now she's looking too much up. Just gonna make her look down again. But the single layer is just for corrections. Yeah, you see it gives her more like a better stance. Hmm. Yeah, the legs were maybe a little bit to the back. From this angle, it's the same. Yeah, I'm thinking the legs, or like the torsion I did helps for like the shape of the torso, how it bends backwards. But the legs are actually need to be at the front. So like by turning the body like that, it makes like our butt go more up here and back, but then the legs go forward like this. See, like now it's too much forward. There's like a balance in there I have to find. And to be honest, like a lot of it is just like using my eye and making sure that there's no like nothing's like too imbalanced. Once again, I'm using the thing that kind of like stretches and skews the leg. It's not the best way of doing it, but it's the quickest. I'm gonna double the this layer here. Oops. Yeah, rapidly looks insane. Well, not insane, but like. So this is just using more an exaggeration of the changes on the posture, which is fine. I just needed to tell the legs to stay in place because once again, it's all skewed and stuff, right? When I'm gonna do it for real, there won't be like translations. All those circles are not going to look like this. Maybe the head is a little bit looking under too much. Not under, but looking down, I mean. Okay, so this is the polishing layer here. All right, it's a good first pass. I'm gonna need to spend a little bit more time to get to the level that I want. There's like the polishing that's needed, but we still have done like a good step ahead in this session. So let's just save this. Hey Marco, thanks for the stream. Can you tell me how you came to your style in art? How do I how I came into my style. Well, actually, that's an interesting question because I feel like for the longest time I didn't have like a style, and I'm referring back to even like when I was drawing when I was like a teen or that sort of stuff. Like I've always felt like I didn't have my style, and I think when started to do 3D, well, I felt the same, right? And then time passed, and at some point, like I just did what felt right to me, right? I tried to discover, be inspired. I had a lot of references, doing studies and trying stuff. And I think that just by itself, I made unconscious decisions that were recurrent over my characters. And at some point, I realized people starting to talk about like the Marco style, and I realized at that stage that I was like, oh, okay, I guess I guess I do have a style now. But for the longest time, I was feeling I like I didn't have any until I just kept going with what I was doing, and something popped up, and yeah. So I guess that's how I came at it. It's just continuing to do what feels right, and I'm not shying away from being inspired by other people, because at the end of the day, your style is just going to be a mix of a ton of other things. Some things you might go and get from very far away, which could bring originality to your medium, or some stuff is just like right beside you. It's just and by mixing all of those things, you just basically create your own style. That's what it is. I mean, look at Clair Obscur, the game that just came out. Like I'm saying, it's just a fantastic game. I can point at everything in the game and know where it comes from. Either if it's like like a established art style, or a new one, or even like artists that I feel are inspired by, or the game plays a bit of this, a bit of that, and all of those things mixed up. So you look at the game, and which for me is like a very very original game for the landscape of video games. And at the end of the day, it's still a mix of things. It's just that they found like a perfect blend. It's like scotch or like whiskey, that sort of stuff. It's like at the end of the day, a whiskey is a whiskey, right? I mean, for somebody that doesn't really know whiskey, you give them two whiskeys and they're probably going to say like, hey, it's the same. They're different, but for me, it's the same. Well, that's the thing. It's like the art is in like the blends of um the different results, and the art is in blending and figuring out new nuances and that sort of stuff. And your style derives from this, I guess. I guess that's how I would say. I feel like only other people can tell us what our style is. Yeah, kind of, yeah, valid, I guess. I think if you really like going through, you introspect your style, you could find the answer yourself. But it's much clearer for other people's eye. I think that's right. So like right now, I just took a break. I'm just looking at the character, and I already see like the things I would want to fix next time. But that's what it's going to be. It's going to be for the next time. So yeah, next Tuesday, I'll try to be less tired, and we'll finish with hopefully we'll be finished with the testing of the pose, and we'll probably start with the final posing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I wish everybody's gonna have a good week. I'll see you in a week. Ciao ciao.